You went back to New Japan and you wrestled as the Black Tiger. You did the Black Tiger gimmick. Who came up with that gimmick?
Well, at that time, they were having Kanemoto do the tiger mask.
Right.
And they just wanted to bring back some of his old rivals. So I wasn't supposed to be the original, the other Black Tiger. They wanted Fit Finlay to do it. But I think he refused because of his obligations up in Germany at that time. So they offered it to me, and I said yes.
Now, did you mind wrestling with the mask in Japan, or did you want to wrestle as Eddie Guerrero?
Hey, I just want to work.
Right.
I just want to work. You got to understand, before that in Japan, about a year and a half before, I'd been blackballed out of Mexico for about close to a year.
What was that?
So I was, at that time, before I went to Japan, that's what opened the doors up. God opened it up through that.
How did you get blackballed in Mexico?
Juan Herrera, the booker at that time, me and Jim just couldn't, I don't know, he just didn't like me, and I just couldn't get along with him.
Right.
And I asked permission to come home, go back to El Paso for the holidays, and he said, yeah. I called back to get my dates to go back, and 1 month turned into 2, 2 months into 3, and then I kind of got the picture that wasn't going back.
Memories of working with Jushin Liger.
Awesome. A dream come true. Hell of a worker, total business, has a great heart, and he works for the match, not for himself. And
what was he like outside?
He taught me a lot. With his character, that taught me a lot. He works for the match, not for himself.
Right.
It's a big difference.
Outside the ring, what is he like?
Gentle. Funny.
Right.
Very funny character. Funny and gentle.
And I believe you also teamed with great Sasuke.
Yeah.
94.
I teamed with him. I also wrestled against.
Right.
Oh, that's right. We teamed
That tag tournament.
the tag tournament. That's right. Phenomenal athlete, and also very humble and he worked for the match, It was easy with him because he can do all that stuff. It's just, why don't you do one of these things here? Yeah, the flip thing? Yeah.
Now, today in wrestling, everybody still talks about the very first J Cup. It's probably one of the greatest wrestling tournaments of all time. And you were involved with the very first J Cup for New Japan. What was that like?
It was neat. Oh, God. It was very neat. You're talking about that one-day tournament, right?
Was it
Super J
Yeah,
Cup.
the Super J Cup.
Super J. Is that one-day tournament?
Yeah, the one that Benoit won.
Yeah. It was really exciting because they sold out the Sumo Palace like in a day or 2 days or something like that, and with nothing but junior heavyweights. That was a big breaking point for the junior heavyweight division for us, because we were showing them, hey guys, we can draw too. It's not just the big guys.
Right.
And the style, the hard work, all the hard work that all the junior guys put into it, Chris, Dean, Liger, God, man, he worked his ass off for that junior belt, and to bring back the junior division back to what it was, and the other people like Sasuke and other wrestlers that I'm probably going to forget that did a great deal for the junior, that was a big day for all the junior heavyweights.
Right. Now, in Japan, who did you like to work with the most and why? Like, what guy stood out that you were like, oh, wow, I'll work with him?
As far as Japanese talent?
Yeah, Japanese talent.
Liger.
Liger.
Liger is ultimate professional.
What made you finally decide to use the frog splash?
See, the frog splash, Art stole that from me. I was doing that way before Art got hold of it.
Right.
I got that from, he was a wrestler in La Fiera. His name was La Fiera in Mexico.
Right.
Hell of a talent, hell of a wrestler. I got that from him. He did it one time, but in a different way. Probably the most beautiful one I've ever seen. Him and Rob Van Dam probably do the best ones. As far as pretty and height and all
Right.
that. I just took it and adapted it to my style. That's what I did. Art got it, and he used to do it with the legs out, and he looked like actually a frog in the air. That's how they got the name the Frog Splash, and it was Tuco Scorpio that came out with that name. Because it was originally the Jackknife Splash. And Tuco started naming it then, and it caught on.
Speaking of Too Cold, in '95 you debuted for ECW.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, what are your memories of your initial match at the ECW arena against Too Cold Scorpio?
Chills. It was one of my first matches after Art's death, and I still had him really deep in my heart. And I knew that we were supposed to be there as a tag team. And you know, it was neat because I got to work with Tuco, which is great. And me and him have always gotten along. He's a good guy. I was surprised at how the fans took me. I really was. I wasn't expecting that. So it was a real big plus for me.
Were you surprised that you were given the TV title so quickly?
Yeah, because I didn't know when. I thought I was just going to go and wrestle a match and
Right.
beg to come back.
Were you supposed to wrestle Sabu? And then
No.
he left?
I think what
Like a week
happened was
after?
Sabu left the
Yeah.
week before.
Yeah.
And that's
That was the original match, I think.
really...
They built it up for like a week and then they switched it.
Okay. I didn't know that.
What were your initial thoughts about the building, the arena, and the fans in that building?
All the fans I love. That's an experience I will never forget. ECW. Oh, man. Awesome. Awesome. Just the fans. Even the hardcore matches, which I just shake my head. How can these guys do that? But I mean, just that whole experience was one of my best experiences. Let me put it to you that way.
Right.
So the most memorable and best experiences I've had in wrestling.
What were your initial thoughts of Paul Heyman? Because I think this might have been the first time that you guys worked together.
Paul always treated me right, so I have nothing bad to say against him. You know, I know when he first got to WWF and he got in the writing position, I know he was looking out for me. You know, Paul's promoter. You know, I know he's got a lot of bad blood with a lot of people. As far as with Eddie Guerrero, with me, he always treated me right, and I'm thankful to God and to him for it.
What was the ECW locker room like, and how did the ECW talent treat you?
Everybody treated me with respect. How was it? Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Wild. Yeah, it was wild.
Memories of your matches with Dean Malenko, which are still talked about today.
Dean, I love Dean. Dean's a good friend, great friend. He's a very caring friend. Just to show you, you know, I've been going through a lot of personal stuff, and he's there, man. You know, calling me, making sure I'm right. You know, that's the type of friend Dean is, and Benoit too. But as far as my memories with match with him, it's just awesome because him and Chris and people like Rey Mysterio, people that you have that extra little charisma. I don't know how to say it, chemistry.
Right.
You know, that just like not only a great match, but an awesome match you can have with them. You know, just like everything goes right in the way you want it and picture it, and sometimes better than what you expected to come out. You know, and you're so disappointed when you have what people would call a good match and it didn't come out the 5-star match, as
Right.
you could say. Dean's one of those guys, man. It just clicked with him. I feel, you know, what he wants to do. He doesn't even have to tell me sometimes. I just know what he's going to do.
Now, it was
trust
August 26th, I believe, 1995. You guys had your classic 2 out of 3 falls match.
Mhm.
What are your memories of the final ECW match with Dean?
Chills. I remember at the end, I knew I was leaving something special. I knew I was leaving a moment that doesn't last forever. I knew that. Then, when we were standing in the ring at the end, I knew that. And it was chills. That's my biggest memory from that match. And another memory is that, just to show you how good we flowed with each other, we forgot half the stuff that we had prepared, and we just felt it out there. And that was another good thing for us, you know.